Hi friends, and welcome back to Lori's Crafty Corner. Today's video is my layout share video for the layouts made during the months of April and May 2020. And all of these layouts were made with my April/May kit, homemade kit, where I paired up lots of new stuff with lots of older stuff from my stash. And I had made it so large that I was able to make 26 layouts, and I could have maybe worked out to use it up for 30 layouts, but things would have gotten a bit weird. But yeah, my plans for what remains in my kit is that check out the things that I can return to my stash and check out the things that I probably won't be using, so I will either phase them out or donate them or something. I'll think of something. So yeah, I'm gonna start you off with my latest layouts and then move over to the ones that I made back towards the beginning of April. This layout was made during a live session at the Spread the Sparkle Facebook group. It's also for the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. It's actually the same thing, Spiegel Mom Scraps and Spread the Sparkle. And I just made a big old shaker pocket in the middle of my layout. This layout was trying to use up as much as I could the pattern paper that I had left over, and I wanted to use up these like fuzzy cut flowers and the leftover from a butterfly cut file that I had used. And yeah, oops. Yeah, this had fallen, and I've got to make sure that when I store them, everything's properly glued down. This was made for the Shimmers design team, and oops. My thought process was to use lots of blue with some pops of pink so as to use up some of the carousel items that I still had in my stash. All of these layouts have process videos on my channel. That's why I'm not going into too much of an explanation. If you're interested, just look over my channel and watch the video. I was in a sort of rainbow kick for a couple of layouts, and it was inspired by a mood board that I had seen on the Hip Cut Club Facebook group, and I just cut up different strips of pattern paper, added them, layered them in sort of rainbow color, and then just went all over crazy with the embellishments, and also went crazy with my Nuvo drops as well. This is like a mixed media layout where I used Shimmers sprays and Shimmers texture paste and lots of fuzzy cut flowers. This was for the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. I used the butterfly cut file from the May release, and yeah, let me there because I still need to add the pop dots to it. I backed the cut file, left some of the butterflies open so that I could add the dimensional butterflies on top. Added up in a mixed media to my base, and that was it. I went crazy with my bonds that I had left over from Paige's Whimsical collection, and basically just added all my embellishments to these two areas where I placed some cardstock. Another rainbow crazy, lots of embellishments, lots of color, sparkle layout. This was made for the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team, and I just wanted to use up lots of random embellishments that I had in my stash. So I did just that. I started out adding them tone on tone all around the paper, and I even added these little pom-poms that had the same sort of colors, and finished off with some sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. This is for the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. Added a lot of mixed media to the background using shimmers, Added my cut file, which I only backed the icons in, made a shaker pocket here, and just added a couple of ephemera pieces from my stash. This was scrap lifting, a layout that I saw from Yvette Weber. She made hers for my creative scrapbook. And I loved how hers turned out, and I just used it sort of as a sketch to make mine. This was sort of inspired by a layout that I saw Miranda Weber make. Hers has definitely a lot more paper layers, but for some reason I didn't want to cover up this flower paper from Paige Evans' Truly Grateful collection, so what I did was just was trying not to add so many paper layers in so that it wouldn't end up getting covered up. This was made during a live scrapbooking session for over at the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. I used the Floral Bunches cut file from the May release. I added a couple of wood veneers, which I need to restick down. Added lots of mixed media to my base and just started layering in different florals from Paige Evans' Truly Grateful collection as well. This was a free cut file from the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. I don't think it's available anymore, but it was, Virginia released 3 different cut files relating to the COVID-19 pandemic, so I snatched them up and used them as, well, used it to make this layout. I've also added lots of other flowers from Paige Evans and these wood veneer flowers from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And the idea behind this is this is an entire pocket behind here. Because I don't know how I'm going to be documenting this pandemic. I don't know how I'm going to be doing it, so I've sort of left it open to maybe I can add a couple of extra pictures or whatnot relating to the pandemic here, or maybe add a pocket page afterwards, but I sort of left it open for whatever I decide to do. This was for the CSI Color Stories Inspiration design team, and this was pertaining to the to the case file 318. I just chose mainly the oranges and yellows, but I added this big blue paper behind it, sort of just so that your eyes would instantly go towards the picture. This layout, and the In Our Bubble layout, this, actually, let me see. Yep. These 4 layouts were for International Scrapbook Day. I made them mainly I turned the day into a weekend, where from Friday up until Sunday, actually up until Monday, I uploaded a new video to celebrate International Scrapbook Day. And this was using the movie grid cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. I even included the ticket stubs from when we went to the movies. And this was also for International Scrapbook Day, but it was also for the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. This is the monsters cut file. I cut it out. It includes 3 monsters. I cut them out and just sort of did a tone-on-tone theme for my layout. This was for the Shimmers design team. I made some origami butterflies, and I used some of the colors from the May kit and added a couple that blended well together with those that were already in my stash. I used some butterfly punches and some butterfly wood veneers and some other sequins just to finish out this layout. This was for the CSI design team as well. This is the case file 319. And the case file, the inspiration behind it had a lot of teal and red. So I used lots of teal, lots of red, but I also added a darker blue just to get that sort of cohesiveness and pop of blue. This was made for the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. This is the movie background cup file. I made 4 mini shaker pockets just to add a bit of sparkle and interactiveness to the layout. I kept my embellishments to a minimum so that I could, I need to, make sure everything's stuck down. I kept them to a minimum because I had a lot of stuff going on with the background and with the cut file. This is for the Shimmers design team using the April kit, and I just did sort of like 3 swatches of each of the colors and then added my embellishments sort of tone on tone. Ooh, this one's flipped over. This was for the Color Stories Inspiration, the CSI Color Stories Inspiration design team. This is for case file 316, and I really kept things simple. I sort of limited my layout to this area here, added a bit of simple stitching, couple of layers of fussy cut flowers, and called it a day. This was for also the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. Added a bit of hand stitching around the border. Added lots of mixed media to the background. My cut file was actually backed with some cardstock that I colored up with with shimmers. But there's a process video on my channel if you want to see it. This is also another layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and the entire layout is a shaker pocket. And this is the Falling Hearts cut file, which I used as as sort of the cover for my shaker pocket. The background was done with all Distress Oxides, and on top I've splattered some shimmers. This is for the Shimmers design team. This cut file is from the Shimmers April kit. And yeah, just went all over colorful with it. This is for the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. And I just used some leftover scallops from, like, the leftover in the negatives of a cut file from Virginia Walker. That cut file is scalloped borders, and what I did is I just added them sort of like banners, and then I stitched a border on, hand stitched a border on top with some sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and then just kept my clusters sort of like in this area. And this was also another layout for the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. I used a cut file by Virginia Walker for Confessions of a Paper Addict. It was a rainbow, so I just basically added sequins tone on tone in terms of the rainbow color. My pictures are black and white, so it plays out with olives color over here, and then I have sort of like black and white going on over here. And that's it. Those are the 26 layouts that I was able to make during April and May. The process videos are up on my channel as well. So if you're interested in seeing how any of them came together, please check them over. Remember, guys, like my videos, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel. Please hit the bell icon so that you can get notified when I upload a video. I'm trying to be a bit more consistent when I upload videos, at least 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm trying to range their lengths between some videos that might be like 7, 8, 9 minutes long, and videos that might be 14, 15 minutes long. So I'm trying to balance those out. So yeah, I hope you like what you see, and more than anything, I hope I've inspired you to get your stories documented. And if anything, guys, I'll see you back soon.